You're watching News 12 on your side.
Closed captioning for News 12 is brought to you by Kenneth Nugent.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12 NBC 26 this morning.
Good morning, 6 o'clock this morning. Happy Saturday. Taking a live look right outside our studio over I-20 at the state line. And we started off the past 2 days really were a little bit warmer. Yesterday was chillier than I anticipated, but it seems like we're maybe cooling back down a little bit. Need to break back out those jackets. Punxsutawney Phil might have been right.
he may have been a sore subject, right? But yeah, it's turning cold out there again. We had some 70s a couple of days ago, but good reminder out there this morning that it is indeed still winter and will be for a few more weeks. Right now, we're in the upper 30s and 40s across the area. 8 o'clock temperatures today around 38 degrees. The average high is 61. We'll be nowhere near that behind the cold front today. The high temperature about 53. I think we'll hit that right around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Good looking morning out there. Our Wrdw I-20 camera, actually, I don't know where that is, but anyway, it's somewhere. It's dark out there. Northwest winds at 14. The wind chill 31 this morning, so it definitely feels like wintertime out there. Around the area, it's a cool morning in Thompson. You're at 35 degrees, 38 degrees this morning in Aiken. 40 in Waynesboro and 37 for a wake-up temperature in Gibson. Feels like temperatures right now are in the lower 30s, even some 20s there for you in Thompson down into Gibson, where it feels like 29, feels like 32 in Waynesboro. A few clouds in the sky, but we are done with the rain in Barnwell. You're at 37 degrees. Doppler Max radar shows some lingering clouds behind the cold front that brought the cool weather overnight. Those clouds will continue to go away. The front is off the coast. We'll have an area of low pressure developing along the tail end of that front in Florida on Sunday. That'll move northeast along the front and give us a chance of rain Sunday night and into Monday. But the daylight hours for your weekend are looking good. Lots of dry skies in the wake of that front. So once we get that little low pressure to come through tomorrow night, we're talking about dry weather for at least several days. Here's an hour-by-hour look at our forecast. The wind contours come in from the north today. That'll be a cool northwesterly to north wind about 10 miles per hour. Tonight may be a passing cloud or two, but for the most part, clear skies. And then tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon, you'll notice some clouds coming in and increasing from the south. By 6 p.m. we are dry, but then the rain comes in after sunset tomorrow night, and we have a wet day and a cold day, it looks like, on Monday. Our forecast today, the high temperature 53 degrees. Bundle up tonight. No, it won't be sunny tonight, but it will be 25 degrees, a cold night. Dry, but a chilly weekend. The rain comes in Sunday night and Monday. We'll have more on that coming up in your full forecast in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Chris. 6:03 now. Surprised and shocked. That's how Augusta commissioners feel after a sudden resignation by the city's administrator. After a little more than a year in Augusta, Wrdw says he's moving on. His last day is set toward the end of the month. So what does this mean for the city administrator? What does the city administrator do for you, and what happens now? News 12's Kennedy Harris went to find out.
After just 15 months in his position with this letter, Wrdw announced he's resigning as city administrator. All of this happening late last night, leaving us and commissioners stunned. Another one bites the dust.
I was shocked. We had a meeting yesterday and nothing was said. I didn't see this coming.
There was actually kind of an inside running joke of how long he would last here. Most of us thought he would at least make it 2 years, but apparently he's got an offer that he couldn't refuse.
In a late-night phone call, Augusta commissioners learned they'll soon have to hire another city administrator. After the former administrator resigned in lieu of being fired, Wrdw took on the role in October of 2020. As admin, he manages the day-to-day operations of Augusta government, working directly under the mayor and his 10 bosses on commission.
Wrdw is a talented man. He is well-connected, he is talented, and in his short time here in Augusta, he has ushered us into our best days.
Of course, the question on everyone's mind is why.
Coming from basically the top of our government in our day-to-day operations, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the issue is.
He's done a good job overall. I don't think he'd be leaving because of salary. He has a good salary here in Augusta.
Donald's salary is $240,000 a year. the highest administrator salary ever in Augusta by a long shot. The former administrator only making about $185,000.
We're losing someone in our city who gets the job done, but the show must go on.
Commissioners now must appoint an interim administrator and start searching for a new one, likely with an even bigger salary coming out of your tax dollars.
It doesn't seem like now we can go back. Somebody that comes on board, they're going to want to match that more likely, or even ask for more.
You know, this will be my third one in the last 4 years. Anytime that you go through this search, it's difficult.
Kennedy Harris, on your side.
Odie Donald's last day is February 25th. He does have 2 deputy administrators, and one of them could fill the interim position. As of right now, commissioners have not set up a meeting to talk about those next steps. Developing out of Brunswick, a federal judge rejects plea deals for 2 of the 3 men convicted of killing Ahmed Arbory. The deal filed earlier this week would allow father and son Greg and Travis McMichael to serve the first 30 years of their life sentences in a federal facility instead of a Georgia prison in exchange for a guilty plea. Arbory's mother is now speaking out.
It's disrespectful. I mean, like Lee said earlier, I fought so hard to get these guys in state prison. And once I gave them, I told them very, very adamantly that I wanted them to go to state prison and do their time that Judge Wansbury gave them back on the 7th of January. And then I got up this morning and found out that they had accepted this ridiculous plea. Very disrespectful.
Again, a judge did reject those plea deals. The McMichaels and neighbor William Roddy Bryan will face federal hate crime charges. Their trial is set to start February 7th. An update now to an I-Team investigation. For months, we followed code violations at the Azalea Park apartments, finding more than 200 violations in the past 3 years. There's a lawsuit on the table against the complex's owners. Here's our Wrdw to break down what the suit claims.
They're complaints we've heard for years at Azalea Park apartments.
The mold situation, the wiring, the bathtubs, no sockets, the alarms are not working.
Gary and Henry and her kids were one of many who experienced issues with the apartment complex. After only 9 days, she was forced out.
My apartment was in so bad of an order that code enforcement condemned my whole apartment. So I had no other choice but to get out.
In a complaint that was filed in October, new ownership was on the way the month before. SMJ Investments was working to buy, with an agreement that Azalea Sureste, the current owner, would make major repairs to worn-down buildings that had complaints. They agreed, but Azalea did not make the appropriate repairs.
And I've been out there. They're not getting no better.
In a response to the complaint filed on January 26, Azalea says they've cured many of the code infractions and that they've continued to work with city government and their tenants.
The place is getting better, but it's still not up to par. That doesn't go in the same sentence. It's either not getting good or not getting worse.
Azalea says they're continuing to make those repairs, spending more than $40,000.
It means nothing to me. Only time it means something to me is when I see renovators, I see construction, and I see people going in and doing a complete 360 overhaul on Azalea Park Apartments. That's when it'll mean something to me.
In Augusta, Wrdw, on your side.
The current owners are expected to meet with commissioners on Tuesday with updates on the progress of all the renovations. This morning, thousands of families in Richmond County are at risk of eviction, and rental assistance is the lifeline at helping them through. But there is a new round of money on the way to help keep these families in their home. News 12's Kennedy Harris has more now from our newsroom.
Yeah, the rent program has already helped thousands, and it'll continue to help thousands more. But the United Way says just like this pandemic, the need for assistance in Augusta continues to come and go in waves. It's been a saving grace for many.
I spoke to a musician last week, and he said, I don't have the number of gigs that I used to have, and so I'm in a really tight spot, and I've never had to ask for help before.
People never having to ask for help, asking for help now.
Because the moratorium was lifted, there are still thousands of families in Richmond County alone who are at risk of eviction.
For nearly a year now, Housing and Community Development and the United Way have managed the rental assistance program to prevent eviction.
Mark's office.
So far, they've prevented 1,123 household evictions, more than 2,000 total residents saved, just one notice away from homeless.
We're finding that many of them are working and they're able to to pay their rent and pay their utilities moving forward. It's just that when they got behind, it was almost impossible for them to stay caught up.
They're now entering phase 2 of the funding. Augusta will receive $7 million this time. Burnett says because things haven't slowed down since March, the next phase will only make a dent in the larger issue.
There are some days where we'll get 20 applicants, and there are other days where we might receive 300.
The influx of applications make it challenging for them to keep up, but they're working on ways to make the process more efficient in phase 2.
There's such great need in the community for this sort of program.
And so far, they've already spent more than $400,000 out of phase 2 funds. They're making way through the applications based on the order you applied, so there's no need for you to go and apply twice.
Remember, this program will not only help with rent, but utility bills too. Here are the 3 ways you can apply. You can text RENT to 50503, call 211, or visit the United Way of the CSRA's website. That's UWCSRA.org. The city also working to provide support to people without homes. Coming up next week, they're hosting their first community resource fair. The goal is to increase engagement with local health providers as well as find housing pathways. There will be vaccinations, hygiene stations, and other resources. That's on February 11th from 10 to 2 at the Center of Hope on Green Street. A heads up, the Master's Table Soup Kitchen is changing their hours. Golden Harvest tells us hot meals will now get served on Sundays from 11 to 12. The change means hot meals are available every single day from 11 to 12. And because of the new Sunday hours, Compass for Hope is changing their giveaway times. Starting tomorrow, they will be serving from 10:30 to noon in the James Brown Arena parking lot. They say they are hoping to have sign-up forms online coming soon on their website. From playing football at our local YMCA to less than 2 weeks away from playing in the Super Bowl. Coming up, we'll show you Dante Smith's journey on his way to LA.
And it's cooling off out there once again. We'll have a look at your fairly chilly weekend forecast when we come back.
He's the buzzer round.
Welcome back, 614 now. It's a project we've been following for more than 2 years now. Why?
Yes.georgia.gov.
Follow News 1226 on Twitter to keep informed with the latest happening near you.
Welcome back, 614 now. It's a project we've been following for more than 2 years now, widening the I-20 state line bridges over the Savannah River. But today, we're looking at the old Westbound bridge over the Augusta Canal. Will Volk takes us there as crews begin to take it down.
It's about to be swept away.
It's the next step to getting to having the Westbound where it needs to be.
Daniel Monroe's crews are starting to tear it up, and he says about a month from now, the old Westbound Canal Bridge will be gone.
The canal is the drinking water of Augusta, so we have to add extra protection to catch any debris and concrete slurry, so we ensure nothing makes it into the canal itself while we're doing the demo.
That's why you see crews sweeping it first, and that's why they set up nets under the bridge. They don't want any of this to get in the water. Monroe says they've spent almost a month getting ready.
We've spent the last 3.5 weeks going through and putting the extra protection underneath, wrapping the outside edges from one side to the other to ensure we catch everything that falls off the bridge.
They're tearing this bridge up piece by piece, just like the Savannah River Bridge. There might be more involved,
but the end result is definitely worth it to keep the canal clear and free of anything.
And as they start to tear up the bridge, Monroe is glad they're doing it this way. Down by the canal, Will Volk, on your side.
The Augusta Canal Trail, and for you kayakers, the water underneath the bridge will be closed near the bridge during the day while crews are working. So hopefully they keep everything out of the water, keeping it clean.
All right, here here are your weather headlines at 6:16 in the morning. We're talking about dry but chilly weather as we head into the weekend. Showers Sunday night and into Monday, but that will not affect your outdoor plans unless, of course, your outdoor plans are Sunday night. Then you may have some rain to look forward to. As for your Saturday, here's a look at our temperatures versus our wind chill because there'll be a little bit of a breeze today, and those 30s will feel like lower 30s in the morning. For the afternoon, definitely a chilly day. The actual temperature in the low to mid 50s, but with that slight breeze in the air, it'll feel like the upper 40s for most of the day. So definitely a February chill in the air, and that is, of course, the case out there right now. Current temperature in Bamberg is 45 degrees. That is the warmest weather in the entire CSRA. All the way down to Millen, we're 38 degrees, 37 degrees in Swainsboro this morning. Around the metro area, we have some cool pockets and some warm pockets. Right now, 39 degrees at Bushfield. Meanwhile, much cooler in Grovetown at 36 and waking up to 35 degrees there in Evans. Doppler Max radar still shows a few clouds across the area, but it's a thin blanket of clouds, and we'll be clearing out over the next few hours, and we'll have plenty of sunshine throughout your Saturday. Some clouds, even some rain lingering down in southeast Georgia, Savannah, down into Brunswick, still having some light rain. But if you are traveling down that way, the rain is headed off the coast. But there will be an area of low pressure developing along this frontal boundary right in this area, and that will travel along the front during the day tomorrow, and that's going to bring us some rain possibly tomorrow night and into Monday. In fact, Monday could be kind of a raw, fairly wet day with rain and high temperatures only into the 40s. Around the country, if you happen to be traveling, I would pack warmly because everywhere is really at least as cold as we are. 18 in Bismarck, North Dakota, and 67 degrees, kind of balmy down there in Miami. Here's your 7-day forecast. The only chance of rain in the forecast at all is Sunday night and into Monday. That is about a 60% chance, and that will be a cold rain as well. Monday, the high temperature only 48. Plenty of sunshine Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. The average high 61 will be about average by Wednesday, and then turning cool again, it looks like, headed into next weekend.
All right, thanks, Chris. 6:19 now. From playing football at our local YMCA's to heading to Los Angeles for Super Bowl 56. That's the storyline for former Grovetown star Dante Smith, who plays for the Cincinnati Bengals. While a lot of local eyes will be on former Georgia quarterback Matthew Stafford, we know many will be pulling for Smith. Our Nick Proto shows us his journey.
Dante Smith started playing football at the Y when he was 4 years old. When he got to Grovetown High School as a freshman, he caught the eye of his coaches, and not just because of his size, but because of his work ethic.
He rolled in and told us he wanted to play football and asked what he needed to do to get better.
Smith took up wrestling during the winters to help him work on his body control and other skills for football season. By the time Smith's junior year rolled around, Holder says he started to see this kid was special.
They invited him to the Elite Classic All-Star game up in Atlanta, and he went up there and just mauled people.
His combination of size, skill, and hustle got him to ECU, where he would go on to become the first ever Columbia County player selected in the NFL draft.
Yeah, that was one of the best days of my life. To see him reach that milestone was great.
Deontay's mom, Samantha, says she didn't know much about the draft process, so she just did her research and supported Deontay 100%.
So many told him that he couldn't make it. So many said this wasn't gonna happen for him, and he didn't believe in naysayers. I've always told him to believe in yourself, and if you put your mind to it, you can do anything.
And with just 60 minutes left in the NFL season, all of Grovetown is behind the one they call the Gentle Giant.
I enjoy watching sports, but it's made it even more fun, because who around here is a Bengals fan? I had a kid in my class a few years ago I used to pick on because he would wear Bengals stuff, and now I'm wearing orange. So. Yeah.
Samantha says Deontay has always been fueled by people telling him he can't do something, which makes him the perfect fit for a Bengals team that nearly no one had making it this far. They've got one more mountain to climb against the Rams in just about a week.
I don't think I'd be brave enough to tell him he couldn't do anything, but that's just me. Northwest winds at 7 to 12. Lake level nice and full, about 329.5 feet. The water nice and cool at 50. The weather is going to stay cool for a while. We'll take another look at the weekend forecast when we come back.
6:24 now. It's the age-old question. Why did the chicken cross the road? In this case, it might have been to get somewhere warmer. Check it out. This is out of Erie, Pennsylvania, right near the New York border. Someone caught on camera a chicken holding up traffic in the snow. Honestly, pretty funny. If he's going to the warmth, take me with you to the warmth. I mean, they even have a police car out there trying to protect him from getting hit.
Instead of just moving him out of the road.
I mean, I wonder what else he was trying to get to. How did he even get out there?
I guess he walked. I don't think chickens fly, so
He's gonna have a hard time making it to the warmth though. After we, just looked at the map of the entire country pretty much being cold. So.
Well, I don't know if you can tell, but that's a north-south highway, and he's facing south.
So he's headed the right direction.
He's a persistent chicken. He'll find the warm weather. All right. We don't have a lot of it here, but hey, we don't have any snow on the ground. That's a step in the right direction, right? Plenty of sunshine. Your weekend forecast calling for 55 today, even cooler tomorrow. Some clouds late in the day. Highs tomorrow there in the lower 50s. Here's your forecast. If maybe you'll be taking your pet chicken out to the playground today, 43 degrees at 10 o'clock, 48 by noon. 50s there for the afternoon, about 53 degrees by 4 o'clock. Factor in the wind this morning, and it feels pretty chilly out there. 27 is your feels-like temperature in Thompson, but that's not as cool as it feels in Washington, where your temperature is, your feels-like temperature is 24. A little better down to the south in Allendale and Barnwell. Your wind chill right now, what it really feels like at 35. Doppler Max radar continues to show clouds out there this morning. We had all the rain, or some rain yesterday and last night. That has pressed on to the south, but the same frontal boundary that gave us the rain will be kind of coming back to the north with an area of low pressure along it. That'll bring us more rain tomorrow night and into Monday, but the weekend is looking good. Clear for your car wash plans, if you will, with those highs there in the 50s. WRDW I-20 camera this morning showing 39 degrees. That northwest wind at 14, making it feel pretty cool out there. Sunny and chilly out there today. We'll call the wind a north to northeast about 8 miles per hour. High temperatures there in the low to mid 50s. Tonight, bundle up, clear and very cold. The winds likely go calm late tonight. All that's going to do is allow it to cool off a whole lot with clear skies. Low temperatures down around 25. Here is your 7-day forecast. We have a lot of dry weather in the 7-day forecast with the exception of Sunday night and into Monday. That's going to be a cold rain on Monday with a high temperature of only 48. The average high temperature today is 61. The average low is 36. So we're going to be below average really the entire 7-day forecast. We'll be close to normal by Thursday with plenty of sunshine. Another cold front comes through late in the week. That one will not have rain, but it will bring more cool weather by next weekend. Special weather for now. We'll be right back with more news and weather.